I love this little kid right here. I love my boys so much. Tomorrow morning, guys, we are heading out to meet Adrian. He is a rep for APOC. We're going to discuss foam tile adhesive. So if you're in the market for a tile roof, you may want to hang around. Hey guys, I'm with Adrian, ICP foam rep is here with me today. And I'll never forget growing up as a kid in this industry, watching concrete tiles go down with cement patties, guys mixing sand and cement and then slapping these mud patties down on the roof. We've moved way away from that. Tile can still be installed with screws, nails. Typically though, I like to use foam products. And Adrian's gonna talk to me a little bit. We're gonna go back to like when this initially came about. There was a guy at one point, I believe it was Adrian, he was working for a tile manufacturer, correct?
Yes, yeah, he was working for a tile manufacturer and came up with this idea right after Hurricane Andrew that, hey, there's a better way to install these concrete and clay roof tiles. Obviously, they're beautiful, they're aesthetically appealing, but the most important part is how it's installed to that roof deck. So that's how kind of the product evolved ever since Hurricane Andrew in '92. Back then we saw the mud set systems, those mortar patties underneath the tile. And what we found is when you use a foam adhesive product, you can withstand these Category 5 wind events that we have here in Florida.
Absolutely. So now there are a number of ways to get the foam applied on the roof. You guys have like repair kits that this would typically be used for like a repair scenario, correct?
Yes.
Then we've got foam in these cardboard containers. Yes. Then we move up to what, our 17 gallons.
Correct.
And then we have our 100 gallons, right?
60 gallons.
60 gallons, that's right, 60 gallons. So a lot of different choices for roofers to choose from. Now, one thing, I love quality, right? And I cannot stand when I see roofers installing tile with a nail gun. A lot of people right now, a lot of homeowners are going, hey, how can we save costs? So you could nail the tile down, you can screw the tile down, and ultimately, if you want to spend a little bit more money, you can use this foam and you don't have any penetrations in your roof. However, it does cost a little bit more money at the end of the day. But the product that you're getting far exceeds any of those other options you can get, correct?
Correct, yeah. So obviously we have two products here. We have what's called our single component product here. You could actually use this for full re-roofs, and they use a lot of this for full re-roofs, primarily on the west coast of Florida and out in the outer markets in Texas, Arizona, California. This is a great product. But if you want to withstand those Category 5 hurricane events, this is our two-component product. Comes in two different size chemicals. These are what we call our APOC Polyset ProPack 100s. It's an A and a B cylinder, and they get combined into a moisture cured hose. And then once those products combine into that nozzle and dispenses, that's where that foam is created. And then we upgrade into our 17 gallons, like you mentioned, and then our 60-gallon cylinders. And usually the larger cylinders are for the contractors that are doing multiple tiles in and out. It's a lot less cumbersome than using, a lot of the disposable. It's more product, more bang for the buck on the refill cylinder.
Yeah, absolutely. So what Adrian is saying, the larger the roof, you're better off using like the larger tanks as opposed to these smaller tanks. Now, as far as wind uplift, what are we looking at?
Yes. So on the two component side, we have three different installation options. We call them patties. We have what's called a 2-patty system. Then we have a medium patty system. And then we have a large patty system. And the primary difference between all those is just the amount and positioning of the foam patties to that underside of that tile. With the medium patty system, that's kind of like your middle ground. The large patty is obviously there's more foam underneath the tiles. It's going to bite more. And that's when these uplift pressures, when these wind events come, that's the one that's going to withstand these Category 5 hurricanes, the large patty.
Correct. And then let's talk a little bit too with the large patty. If a roofing contractor is presenting it to a homeowner, like explaining, hey, we're gonna foam your tile down in lieu of nails, in lieu of screws. We're gonna use a large patty foam. Now we can actually talk about warranty too. So talk a little bit about what does the warranty look like when you're using a large patty?
Yeah, so we are one of the only manufacturers out there on the foam side that offer a 20-year NDL warranty for a large patty. There is a small cost associated with that because we have to go out there, do an inspection on the roof, and we certify that that roof was done correctly per our installation instructions, and it did meet those qualifications. But we're the only manufacturer that have that 20-year NDL. We also have a 20-year product warranty on the two-component product, and then we have a 1-year product warranty on the single-component product. Again, when it comes to mechanical fasteners, screws, nails, or that mud set, patty set system, there's no warranties for any of those products. Foam will get you some of these warranties.
Yeah, that's good to know. So another thing I want to touch on really quick is different underlayments. So this is compatible with all ASTM D6164 applications as far as underlayment, correct?
Correct, yes. And also our self-adhered underlayments, which right here we're featuring our APOC Polyset FT3 product. It's a self-adhered underlayment, and that takes away from having to use the kettles. You can either put that direct to deck or with an applied system, a proven system with a 2-layer underneath it.
Yep, and this is another thing that has just changed recently for code. We can no longer put peel and stick on a felt when you're doing a tile install. So you're either using this in a direct to deck method or using a peel and stick compatible with this that is going to go down as a base layer prior to installing this as a cap.
That is correct, yes. The systems, they have to meet what's now called the design pressure. So you want to make sure that whatever underlayment you are using has the required design pressures needed for that municipality jurisdiction that you're working in.
Absolutely. Now, if you're a homeowner and you're in the market for a tile roof and you're wanting to use a foam system like the one we've been talking about, it's important to make sure you ask your contractor if they're an approved applicator. And Adrian, tell us a little bit, what are the steps to be approved by your company?
Yeah, so that's an important piece to utilizing these products. We want to ensure that one, not only the homeowner gets what they paid for, but the contractor has been trained properly by one of our sales tech reps. And what that involves, it's them going to the job site, working with the installers, showing them if it's the refill systems, how to calibrate, those cylinders, if it's the Pro Packs, how to operate. We look at safety, we look at application, and then obviously we want to follow the instructions. Also on the single component, any of the products that we use foam-wise, we have a qualified applicator process, and what it is and what it involves is we give them a test, and they have to answer 70% of those questions, which are very important questions: temperature, how to change out the nozzles, shaking the kit if it's the Pro Packs, and then once they pass that test, we'll give them this qualified applicator card. And if it's somebody that's never been trained or used foam before, it'll be good for 1 year. Usually a lot of these installers that have been using these foam products, they're research, so that's good for 2 years. But this is important because that inspector, that building official, when they go to the job site and they see foam, the first thing that they're going to ask is, show me your qualified applicator card. And this is the card that they should be trained by the manufacturer. And again, it's free of charge. That's what we do. That's our passion, is making sure that these guys are doing it the right way. That way everybody feels comfortable and they succeed with the product.
Right, and Adrian and your team, you guys actually come out to the site, so it's not like you're holding anybody up either. So you could have an install that's getting ready to take place. You could call these guys, set up a time to meet, and basically do this on site, correct?
Yeah, that we found through our experience, yes, we can train, in an office setting. Yes, we can train at a, industry event. But that installer is learning the best way to install these products the right way at the job site. So that's what we do. Go out to the job site and get them trained and certified with our applicator card process.
Yep, and then obviously once you already have that card as an installer, the process is a little bit easier for everybody, because now it's basically a refresher course. Like me going to do my continuing ed every 2 years, you're meeting with these guys, making sure they've dotting all the I's and crossing the T's.
Yeah, and that's important because as we are experiencing today with these code changes, everything's changing. We always want to stay in front of that installer and show them, hey, maybe the patty differences change. Maybe the installation instructions change. Maybe, like we're talking about the underlayment, there's different code approvals with underlayment now. So we always want to stay in front of that installer and educate them the proper way to install these products.
Yeah, let's talk about change just for a minute, okay? Because I got used to these patties coming out like a yellowish color, right? And then one day I see this blue, and I'm going, whoa, 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 what's going on? Like, have we changed the ingredient to this? But talk a little bit about that. What was the difference, or why? In my mind, I'm gonna kind of answer this question, because Polyfoam originally is who had this brand, and then they were bought out by 3M, and then 3M was bought out by ICP, and so I thought, well, maybe they changed the color because they wanted to separate like whose foam is whose in a warranty situation. But is there a reason for that, for changing the color?
I wish I could tell you that it was because we're Miami Dolphin color blue, right? But the real reason primarily is because of that certified contractor training that we offer. We need to be able to identify our products, so that way when we go to a job site and that installer has questions, the only way to obviously work with them is, hey, is it our foam that's not being used on that job site? Again, that training's so important, but that's really the reason why we changed it.
Okay, good to know.
It's a good color though.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I like it better than the yellow, to be honest with you. So, well, guys, hey, thanks for watching. I hope you find this video helpful. Until next time,
See ya.